Good morning, XRP Army. Welcome back to the channel. The government just reopened. The SEC is fully active again. And in the last 24 hours, we've seen 5 more ETF tickers listed. This is the biggest wave of approvals since Bitcoin in 2024. So in today's live stream, we are going to cover what launched today, the new ETF filings, what reopening the government actually unlocks for XRP, XRP's updated ETF timeline, live price action, and the real liquidity rotation. And buried inside of all of this is signals that institutions are preparing that I'm going to show you. Most people haven't covered it. Do we have anyone in here yet? We have one person and one like. Who's in here with me today? Let's see. I got one person. I got to know who it is. I got to know who's in here. So what launched today? Well, which ETFs went live? We have one ETF that went live. That is going to be the Canary XRP ETF. The exact ticker I will have for you here in just a minute. And what kind of digestion are we looking for with the ETFs, right? So let's take a look at the chart. Let me see here. Bear with me. My first live stream in 15 years. So let's see. Fresh Prince. We got Eli and Joe Anthony. All right. Eli and AJ, thanks for joining the stream. Rusty, you as well. Oh, we got lots of people hopping in. All right. Love to see it. Let's go. All right. Let's take a look at the chart here. First live stream in 15 years. So bear with me while I figure it all out again. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at our chart. Let's see here. There we go. So if you guys caught the short last night that I put out, we ramped up over 250 and then we had a slight pullback this morning pre-market going into today's launch. We just kicked off. Market opened 6 minutes ago and we are already pumping. This is the 1 hour chart. I mean, I wouldn't say pumping. We need to clear 248. We need to clear 248 with volume. This is going to be our first line of resistance. 248 is still king. And looks like we've already tapped that and pulled back. So let's take a look. Let's move to since we're going to be looking at this a little bit deeper, let's take a look at the 5-minute chart here so we can see what's really happening. Let's see. Up to the minute kind of stuff here. 5-minute. Okay, so yeah, we're on a pullback right now. We did push all the way up to 248.5, pretty much exactly as I had outlined and rejected. And now we're going down. Again, we anticipated a pullback with the ETF launch today. I kind of had a feeling it was going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news event. And unfortunately, it looks like that is playing out. We're down 246.5 and falling. But again, still early. We'll see what happens. The first 15 minutes of the market is pretty much pure manipulation of what's going to be set up for the rest of the day. So we'll check back on this here in a little bit. Moving away from this, let me pull this up here. So why is this important? Why is this different? If you caught my short last night, you're going to understand why I think this is different. We were talking about wallet movement, right? So let me get out of this one. Let me switch you to a different screen here. So 300 million worth of XRP on the move. Where are they headed? This was from November 8th. XRP market is experiencing a new wave of large transactions as long-term holders adjust their positions. Over 300 million worth of XRP has recently been moved off of crypto exchanges, signaling a shift in investor sentiment. While such withdrawals often suggest accumulation, current on-chain data presents, they had a typo, a mixed picture indicating both opportunity and caution. So what does this mean? Well, they're moving $300 million off of exchanges. That's always good for us. This gets into the supply shock we've been talking about. And I have more here that we will talk about, but there has been a mass exodus over the last several months of XRP off of exchanges. It's going to limit the supply. That's what the thesis has been about the entire time, if you've been with me. So moving in here, according to on-chain Jenna for class note, investors have withdrawn more than 140 million XRP, valued at approximately 309 million from crypto exchanges. At the same time, XRP's long-term holder net unrealized profit loss, LTH and UPL chart, has revealed a more complex backdrop. And I'll just continue reading for you as opposed to summarizing here. The recent exchange withdrawals indicated potential accumulation trends, suggesting that investors have begun buying XRP and are likely moving it into their respective wallets. Given the earlier wave of selling by long and short-term holders, this renewed accumulation could serve as a brief respite from the downward pressure. So again, this is TradingView. Take it with a grain of salt. I don't really trust them all that much, but they do have the data that the money was moving off the exchanges, which is what I want to show you. Moving on, XRP rallies Oh, I keep forgetting this is different than my other screen here. Moving on. There we go. XRP rallies on U.S. shutdown nearing end. ETF tickers landing on the DTCC. This is the big thing I wanted to show you guys. Let me pull it up here. There it is. Look at all these tickers that are already listed on the DTCC. We can see XRPC. That is what just launched today. XRPC is Canary Capital's ETF. It is important to note, if you're looking at this list, Grayscale is not on here, and neither is Wisdom Tree. So Grayscale and Wisdom Tree are missing from this list. They will be coming. Don't worry. I'm sure they're going to want to get themselves launched as well. But this is everything that we have already listed as tickers that is coming in the near future. We don't have these approved to launch yet, but it's coming. SEC is approving this stuff now. So I would expect we see all of these by the end of November. Think about the level of inflows that's going to come from all of this going live in 1 month. This is why I'm talking about the end of November ramping up into December for my thesis as far as how price accumulation is going to go. And the reason this is important, not all of these, but most, well, probably half of these are spot XRP ETFs. You have to hold the asset in order to create the supply and demand dynamic that we need to push the price up and cause that appreciation. So let's move on to my next page here. I have pulled up for you here. Let's see, XRP wallet moves. There we go. This quick Google search here. But according to blockchain tracking service Whale Alert, approximately 143.7 million in XRP valued at over 343 million were transferred between wallets on Wednesday. Wednesday only. Think about this positioning before the ETFs. 343 million worth of XRP was shifting around in 1 day before the ETFs launch. That's not coincidence. Large-scale wallet transfers. Blockchain analysis revealed that an Evernorth wallet initiated the move, transferring 202 million XRP to a BitGo wallet identified as RKHJV4. Market impact. Despite the large whale movements, the XRP token rallied 3.28% to trade at 248. So these whale movements were not selling pressure. They were not creating selling pressure. Kind of like if you went back and looked at the liquidation event that happened on October 10th, there was zero, absolutely zilch retail movement of price. That was all futures and derivatives related. Like none of the spot XRP stuff moved at all. The asset was not actually being sold. It was just all leverage. Correlation with the ETF launch, the wallet activity and price movement occurred on the same day. An XRP exchange traded fund ETF was scheduled to go live on the US market, which likely influenced institutional trading and accumulation. Derivative market caution. This is what I was pointing out to. XRP futures open interest dropped by over 4% in 24 hours surrounding the movements, indicating that some traders remain cautious despite the bullish price action. So even though there was a ton of bullish price action, again, we've had all this baked in moving up to this ETF launch. This is one ETF. Unfortunately, it's going to take some time for those inflows to ramp up. And I'm going to switch back to it right now. I haven't even looked at it. I'm going to guess that our price is still dropping. Let's take a look. Yeah. So this is good news, actually. So let's look at this. Our initial spike here for the open, it's currently 842. You can see these deep dives. We got all the way down to 245 sell-off this morning. It came up, and now we're down to roughly 246. This may not be as bad of a 247. This may not be as bad of a sell-off as I anticipated. I hope I'm wrong. Here is EMA. I have the EMA 9, which is basically an average of your last 9 candles. That's typically what I've used to do my analysis. Some people use the 50. Everyone has their own way to do analysis. This is my way, me personally. So I'm using EMA 9. This is the 5-minute chart, and we are falling through EMA 9 with volume, it looks like right now. So looks like the sell the news event is on the go. Again, we're still within the first 15 minutes. First 15 minutes is usually manipulation, so we don't really have to worry about this too much right now. This is going to precurse, in my opinion. Again, it's different with an ETF launch day, but this typically is what precurses the next move for the day. So if we see a sharp drop in the first 15 minutes, usually a steady climb the rest of the day. But again, this may be something different. So now this is actually a good time because I don't really get the opportunity to interact with you all that often directly. So if you have any direct questions for me, now is a great time to drop them in the chat. I'm going to be answering them directly as we move on with this. I'll keep an eye out. Let's see. We talked about the wallet moves, and this is actually pretty cool. Let me see here. Oh, this is just talking. Okay, I'll bring it up here anyway. Let's see here. This is going to be TradingView. This one. This is So this is from TradingView. There. Evernorth Holdings massive XRP transfers raise whale concerns. Amid the price drop, on-chain data has revealed major movements from wallets linked to Evernorth Holdings, Ripple's largest XRP treasury that just got formed in the last month, if you've been watching. Amid the price dip, on-chain data has revealed major movements from wallets linked to Evernorth Holdings. According to the whale alert, approximately 143.7 million XRP worth over 343 million were transferred between wallets on November 12th, sparking widespread curiosity among traders. Blockchain analysis shows that the Evernorth One wallet sent a total of 202 million XRP to a BitGo initialized activated wallet. Later, this wallet transferred 4.16 million XRP to another address. Further investigation indicates that the BitGo linked wallet activated several new XRP addresses with small amounts, hinting at a possible restructuring or redistribution of holdings. So we don't actually know what this means going on behind the scenes. We're still waiting to find out, but there's definitely a lot of unusual things playing out around the launch of these ETFs, which is not helping the narrative that a lot of people think something fishy is going on behind the scenes. Let's take a look here. Okay, now we're on the rise back up. So we're at 246.5 currently. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't automatically switch. I'm sorry. I'm used to it automatically switching. I'll get the hang of it. Don't you worry. All right. So we are back up to 246.4 right now, 246.2. So we're bouncing here. It's not going to shoot off again. The news event isn't as bad as I thought, but it's still early. We are past the first 15 minutes. So let me go to my 15-minute candle, and I'll do my normal 15-minute analysis for you here. Come on now. All right. So here's where is this? That's 8:30, and this is now. Okay. So this is our initial candle. So this is, honestly, if you have any day trade, we'll use this time now. If you are interested in any day trading information, I'm going to show you the thing that I use only. This is the only way I day trade, not financial advice. This is just what I do, and you can see how stupid simple it is. It's going to take me 5 minutes to show you. I think it's fun. So this is our first 15-minute candle. I call this the manipulation candle. Now, I'm going to give you the context. It's not necessarily applied to just XRP. It applies to anything. So this is our first 15-minute candle. If we were to create a box, let me get my box here. If we were to create a quick box, rectangle, boom. All right, and we're going to outline this candle. All right, so this candle right here is our first 15-minute candle. It was from 248.5 to 245.1. So this is a 3.4 cent movement in the first 15 minutes. So what you would do at this point is you would go in and look what the average moving rate is within a day for XRP or any other stock that you might be using. And if it's over 25%, so if, for instance, the average movement of XRP over the last month was, say, it moved an average of 5 cents a day. Okay. So this move of 3.4 of 304, excuse me, or this move of 3.4 cents would qualify as over 25%. That's a manipulation candle. That 80% of the time means that the 80% of the time it is preluding the opposite move. So in the first 15 minutes, if you have a 3.5 cent sell-off, and for example, say our average moving rate for a day was 6 cents, that's over 50%. That's definitely a manipulation candle. 80% chance the next move is going to be up, and you see what happens. The price is going up. This is a scalping trick, something I use in the mornings, and it's a good way to make a quick $100, $200, $300. Not financial advice. You can lose money doing this, but it's pretty much an 80% hit rate as long as you get in and get out fast enough. And there's a lot of ins and outs to that. I am not teaching you how to day trade. That's not my thing. But if you find it interesting, I find it interesting. Piece of info for you there. So we are on the way up, 47.4, 47.8. It looks like this may have been a manipulation candle, and I may have been wrong. We are starting to pump 42.48. Oh, now we're going back down. So let's take No questions. No one has anything they want to ask. That's disappointing. I never get an opportunity to talk to you guys directly. So if you have anything you want to share, let's take a look here. I'll go back to the main screen. We're at 248.2. Let's take a look. 17. I'm losing y'all. Come on, talk to me. What do you want to see? If I'm losing you, if you're bored, what do you want to see? I don't want to just sit here and have you guys watch a ticker. That's boring as hell. Let's pull up. That's what we'll do. We'll pull up XRPC. Let's take a look at XRPC if I can find it. That is our new ETF, XRPC. Let's see what kind of work that's doing right now. It is live. Let's take a look. Holy crap. Okay. Hang on. This is funny. Hang on. Let me pull it up here. You guys can't see it yet. There we go. Okay. So you want to talk about a sell the news event on Canary Capital. Oh my God. That's terrible. I mean, it's going to go up. We know this, but that's just funny. You want to talk about a first 15 minutes on the market. Wow. What was that? Went from 30 all the way to that is a steep drop. Anyway, so this is the definition of sell the news. I think they had way too high of expectations going in. Let's take a look here. So yeah, Canary Capital, not a hot start for their first 20 minutes. But XRP on the greater scale of things is, see, you can see here my popular equities. I look up Nvidia, Tesla, Apple. Those are really fun for the day trading. If you do ever decide, not get an opportunity, but if you do ever decide to play around with that, those are fun. They have widespread as far as their moving average, lots of manipulation candles. Let's see. We want to go back to XRP. We don't need to watch. I mean, they're on the climb right now, but they definitely $39. They definitely evaluated too high to begin with. Why do I keep putting CRP? Every time I type in XRP, I type CRP. Anyone else do that? They do the crap coin. People make fun of me for that when I type CRP. They call it a crap coin. All right. This is positive, obviously. Almost up to 250. If this continues to run, we could have a oh my God, let's go. Let's go. Are you guys watching? Tell me you're watching this. If you someone do something in the chat, please. We just shot up from 246 to 250 in we're still in what, 5 minutes, 6 minutes? This is awesome. You're learning. Thanks, Fresh Prince. I love the name, by the way. West Philadelphia, born and raised. If you guys didn't know, I'm originally from Philadelphia, by the way, and I live in Kansas City now. So I'm all about Fresh Prince. Let's see here. 250.7. Let's take a look. 258. Okay, so how high at 251? How high is this going to go before we see it go the other direction? What do you guys think? We're on a 15-minute candle now. How high do you think this is going to go before it turns around? Anyone? No thoughts? All right, let's see here. I'm going to get you all engaged. I'm going to force it. If I'm doing live streams, it's because I want to talk to y'all, not because I want to sit here and talk to myself. I'm weird like that. Let's take a look. So we're at 250.3. Let's see here. Is there anything you guys want me to elaborate on? Any new news? Anything like that? Welcome from the Philippines. Philip, I cannot talk. It's still early. Welcome from the Philippines, George. We got people where's everyone from? What kind of spread do we have here? Give me. You don't have to give me, exact addresses, obviously, but give me locations. Where are we tuning in from around the world today? Let's see. We're up past 251. We got up to 251.9. Let's go. We got Birmingham, Alabama. All right. I haven't been to Alabama. I was stationed in Biloxi, Mississippi for a while. It's about as close as I got. Canada. Where at in Canada? South Africa. That's a long ways. Welcome. Dallas, Texas. I was stationed in Wichita Falls, Texas for a while too. So I'm familiar with that area. Let's see here. So we got South Africa, Dallas, Canada, Birmingham, Idaho. My sister-in-law is from Idaho. Potato State. Let's see. I've been there once or twice too. Not much to tell, is there, about Idaho? Kind of simple. Let's take a look here. 250.7. All right. So I'm not going to make you guys hang out in here with me all day, but it was a pleasure to get on here and do a live stream and meet with you. I'm thinking about adjusting my format instead of doing, the daily update video. And then I'd rather maybe just come on and do a live stream and do the same process, and we can go from there. What do you guys think? Let me know. I will be doing an update video later on as this progresses. We're not, I'm not going to force you to sit here and watch a chart with me all day. It's kind of boring. It's kind of hard to make that entertaining. Let me get off here. Oh no, my backdrop went away. We don't want that. There we go. Oh man, let's see here. But yeah, I appreciate every single one of you. You guys have been great. The channel has been growing. No one's asked, but I'll give you guys a little bit of background on me. If you don't know, what's my take on XLM? Okay, thank you. Yay, a question. I got something to talk about. Thank you. My take on XLM, I think XLM is going to be the you and me version of XRP. I think that's going to be more, well, maybe actually, because XRP, okay. Let me rephrase this question. So my original thought, and I have to do more research, but my original thought up until about a month ago was XLM was going to be the you and me version of XRP. And the reason I thought that is because XRP is dedicated, was dedicated and is primarily focused cross-border payments. But with their new acquisitions and everything they've been doing, XRP is able to handle a lot of this with Ripple is able to handle a lot of this with XRP and RLUSD. Now, I still think all of the ISO 20022 tokens are going to have some kind of role moving forward with the new blockchain technology and the new financial system that is being built. Everyone here can admit there's a new financial system being built. That's why we're here. So with the new financial system being built, I think any of these utility ISO 20022 tokens are going to have some kind of role and are going to appreciate. I don't think it's going to be a one thing wins all when it comes to crypto and blockchain. I think it's going to be a lot like how the internet played out. If you guys were around, I'm 41. If you guys were around when the internet went live in the 90s and into the early 2000s, there was a giant internet bubble, a lot like there is with crypto, where you have all these different tokens coming up saying they're going to do this or they're going to do this. And there was a lot of bad actors and a lot of bad companies. And that's why we had the dot-com bubble. A lot like in 2021 when we had the crypto crash, and a lot like this year when they had the liquidation event and cleared out a bunch of stuff, okay? This same pattern was happening with the internet when it first came out in the stock market in the 90s and early 2000s, and you had massive crashes. But in the end, the whole point of the story is in the end, when you got to the end of that, there was about 3 or 4 big winners that came out of the dot-com era, right? That came out of the dot-com bubble, the people who survived the crash. And if you've seen my videos, I've referenced Amazon a couple of times. And the reason I reference Amazon is because during that crash and during that time, every single one of their metrics were improving. Their revenue was improving. Their orders were improving. Everything was improving. And I made the improving short if you guys saw that. But everything was improving with Amazon. And then, but at the same time, price dropped 90% during the dot-com bubble burst. And that's kind of exactly what happened with XRP. The price was following the overall the overall crypto market because its utility hasn't been utilized yet. So as utility gets utilized and as movement comes in, we are going to see an overall appreciation long term. That's why the name of my channel is LongView Compute. I'm here for the long term. I cover price action daily because I believe it gives context to the news that's coming in. So my overall strategy with XRP is buy and die. I don't plan on selling. I have my XRP accumulation sitting in institutional custody. I add to it when I can. My personal crypto strategy, I have 5 cryptos that I hold. I have XRP, I have Bitcoin, I have Ethereum, I have Solana, and I have Chainlink. Those are the 5 that I hold personally, me, not financial advice. And I accumulate what I can, when I think it's the best price to do it. And I've been doing that I've been doing that since 2019. I had to liquidate in 2022 when I got divorced and start over. So I've been rebuilding my stack since 2023. That's my personal journey with XRP. I've had to do it twice. I have lost hundreds of thousands of dollars twice with XRP. And I am still here building it. If that tells you any kind of dedication I have to this and where I think it's going to go. The very first run back in 2021, I just made the mistake. Well, I don't want to say I made the mistake. In 2021, when everything was going on and price was skyrocketing, and also in early 2019, I never sold anything. I kept everything. I was that person who did not take profits. And of course, it went all the way down. And right after that crash in 2021 is when I got hit with a divorce. So I had to liquidate everything at the cheapest possible price right after the crash in 2022. It sucked. But I am still here, still rebuilding, and still here for the long haul, because I do believe blockchain is the future of finance, and we have the opportunity to front run it. I don't think we're getting another opportunity like that in our generation. Me personally, that is my full view, full thought of XRP and what it means for us moving forward. So thank you for asking that question. I really do appreciate it, Fresh Prince. I think that's enlightening. If you guys didn't know where I stand with XRP, now you know. Let's see here. You ran in my video 2 days ago and really love it. I've been in the business for 7 years. Wonderful. Welcome. I appreciate you. 7 years in the crypto business, I'm guessing. I came from, so background for me. I have been in crypto since 2019. Before this, I worked in freight. If you've seen the video, I don't know, it didn't get a lot of views. But before this, I was in freight. And beyond that, the reason I got out of freight is I had multiple strokes back in 2022. Some people have commented that when I'm talking, the left side of my mouth doesn't move the same as the right side of my mouth. That's because my left side is my affected side. So I can't work a normal job anymore because I deal with migraines and headaches and focus and concentration issues. So that's why I came back to YouTube. I did YouTube way back in 2011 when I started build my own thing with something I about, and that's XRP. So thank every single one of you for being here and helping me along with that. So yeah, it's strokes are tough, man. Strokes, divorce. It was 2022 was a rough year for me. I've had to rebuild a lot. Let's see here. I'm going to get off here. I'm going to let you guys go. Enjoy the rest of your day. I will do a video updating us. I will do a video updating this. Let me just give you a quick price before I get off. Boom. All right. We are up to 250. Again, no break until we do 70. I'll do an update video for us later today with any new news or any new updates in regards to this. It looks like my Sell the News event didn't happen necessarily with XRP, but let's take a look at XRPC before I get off here and see what it's doing. It's probably stabilizing now. I need to really stop typing CRP. XRPC. Okay. So yeah, it had its initial sell-off and now it's leveling out at 26.69. This is our first ETF. So yeah, that's going to be it for now all. I appreciate every single one of you. Make sure you're subscribed, like, and I'll see you on the next video. Maybe some more live streams in the future. Later.